What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Comically Boston weekly nerdy news every Monday. Today is episode 190. Cannot believe I have almost done 200 of these. That's crazy. Now, granted, not all of them have been weekly nerdy newses, but there has been quite a few of them that have been episode breakdowns for series that have come out over the last year or two. So go check those out. Breaking down currently Agatha All Along each week and The Penguin each week. The Penguin episode 2 breakdown comes out later today, so stay tuned for that. Hit that bell so you don't miss the notification for that video coming out. Check that out. I would really appreciate it. But today, let's get into the weekly nerdy news that happened over the last week, shall we? Starting out that weekly nerdy news, we're going to start with some DC stuff, and then we're going to get into some just news, brief news stuff. Then we're going to get into some Marvel news to end the episode. But starting out with the DC news, Lanterns has cast their Hal Jordan, at least according to Hollywood Reporter. Josh Brolin had passed, and he was their initial choice. I had initially speculated, because that was the rumors going around the internet, that Ewan McGregor and Matthew McConaughey would also be up for the role. But it looks like it has landed its role with Kyle Chandler to star in HBO's Lanterns series. So, Kyle Chandler, I do like him as an actor. I remember seeing him in Godzilla King of the Monsters. I also remember seeing him in, I believe it's 2004's King Kong with Jack Black. His character's kind of funny in that. But he's an older gent now, so we're looking at an older Hal Jordan, which I'm not too mad about. You know, I'm not too stern on my Hal Jordan, but my Jon Stewart, I damn sure want to make sure that that's perfect casting. And the rumor going around right now is that Aaron Pierre or Stephen James, or Stefan James, are in the mix to play Jon Stewart. Now, Aaron Pierre was just in Rebel Ridge recently on Netflix. Definitely go check out that movie. That movie's really good, and Aaron Pierre does a phenomenal job. Now, he might be slightly too light-skinned to play Jon Stewart, but I do not care. His acting chops and just the goatee and the jaw structure, I think he would be a phenomenal Jon Stewart. Stephen James, I don't know, or Stefan James, I don't know a whole lot about. I recognize his face. He'd probably make a good Jon Stewart too, but I also feel like there's like a needle in the haystack casting for this that we're just not thinking about, but he's like perfect, and he's right there. But I could picture him, but I can't think of his name or, you know, his face, but I could see his outline. You know, like, I'm like, I know it's out there. And Kyle Chandler definitely wasn't who I thought they were going to go with, but if the Hollywood Reporter's right, they've cast it, so now they're just working on their Jon Stewart to be alongside of him. But moving on past the Lanterns, there was rumors last week that there is a Bain and Deathstroke movie in the works, and I'm like, okay, but who's Bane? And I hope it's the Bane I'm thinking of. You know, the big giant muscly Bane with the venom tubes and all roided up and looking ginormous. In Deathstroke, of course, everyone wanted to see Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pivoted and be a whole nother Deathstroke and recast and all that. But I wouldn't be so mad to see Joe Manganiello with, you know, I don't know, a Big Show-sized, Andre the Giant-sized Bane, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Bane should be a big old motherfucker just ripped, like, you know, get the Mountain to play him or something, or Eddie Hall, like some big old boy. So moving on from DC news and into a trailer that dropped last week and some movie posters for Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan's new film called Sinners. And Ryan Coogler, of course, director of the Black Panther movies, is a phenomenal director. He also has done other solo films like A Fruitville Station, also alongside a Michael B. Jordan. So I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan has been in every single one of his films, so they work obviously well together. Michael B. Jordan is playing twins, and this is like a period piece, like an old, I want to say like 1930s maybe, 1920s maybe, 40s, that type of old. But, you know, it's definitely old school Tommy guns, you know, that type of thing. I want to say like 20s, 30s. But he's playing twins, and it seems like there might be vampires in the mix. Maybe, but here's the poster for it. Sinners, from Ryan Coogler, director of Black Panther and Creed, also another Michael B. Jordan film. It says, dance with the devil, and one twin's in red, one twin's in blue. It's got like a sun or maybe a red moon, and it's like Sinners. March 7th, it will be in theaters. Starting the year off next year, hot with some Ryan Coogler solo work. That would be really cool. Initially the thoughts were, oh, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan vampire film, and we were all like, oh, this was supposed to be Blade, but Ryan Coogler decided to make it without Marvel. I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think this was anywhere close to what Marvel had in mind for Blade. Maybe he did pitch it originally as a Blade movie and be like, yeah, we can tie him into the MCU from back in the 30s, and they were like, I don't know if he's supposed to be immortal. He is a daywalker, though. But also in this movie, Hailee Steinfeld's fine ass. Fucking Kate Bishop from Hawkeye. Fucking Hailee Steinfeld from being Hailee Steinfeld, the musician, right? She's also a famous singer. But she's also been in, Dickinson, all types of shows, movies, that type of thing. She was in True Grit, wasn't she, back in the day? But Hailee fucking Steinfeld is so gorgeous, and I love her to death. Fuck you, Josh Allen, for fucking taking her ass. But comment below, are you interested in Sinners at all? I think that looks pretty good. At least the cast-wise, you know, Delroy Lindo's also in there, a couple other people, but really just Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, Hailee Steinfeld. I'm in. Got me from there. Big video game news for all the video game heads out there, and anyone that's not interested in video games. I'll try and move quickly, but one of my favorite games I played over the last couple of years was Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima, same thing. Ghost of Tsushima was a phenomenal game, and we've all been begging and wanting for a Ghost of Tsushima 2. And they heard us, and they said, fuck you. We're going to give you something else entirely, inspired by the Ghost of Tsushima in keeping the ghost part of it, but we want you guys to explore a new part of Japan in a completely different era. So this is set 300 years after the story of Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima, and we are getting Ghost of Yotei, and this is starring a female protagonist, and she is the ghost of, it looks like this Mount Yotei volcano. But look at these images. This game, just from the teaser images they released, looks gorgeous, and this is one of my favorite parts about Ghost of Tsushima, is how beautiful it looked. This looks phenomenal. Look at her on horseback on like a cliff looking at this giant green mountain in the background, but as it gets steeper, it gets colder and snowy. Amazing. Look at this orange leaves, and as she's walking up to a temple, there's like waterfalls in the background. Oh man, this game is going to be something else. I really can't wait to play this. And we're just going to cycle through more and more images and talk about what we're seeing. Maybe this is a deep descendant of the Sakai clan with the horns, the antlers on the samurai outfit. I doubt it though, but she's about to wipe out all these fools. One sword. Some daytime, so that was just a nighttime shot. We can see her dual wielding long swords here, so maybe they're going to give us some different weapon sets. She also looks like she has like a guitar or something on her back, like a banjo. I don't know. We can see her wielding something with a chain and some other type of weapon, but you can see clearly that her two swords are holstered there, so we're maybe getting some other type of weapons in this game besides just the swords. That would be kind of cool. It looks like she's shooting a gun off in this foggy mist in the distance, and then they give you a better shot of the gun as it, you know, turns and sparks as she's got the mask on in the background. Like, that just looks phenomenal, and the detail in this shot and the way that sparks and is about to fire that gun. But guns in Ghost of Tsushima? I thought this was a samurai game. You're supposed to fight them head on and not sneak up behind. But 300 years later, so this is supposed to be set like 1603. Maybe she's related to him, but maybe not. There's that shot of her back with like that banjo guitar that I was talking about earlier. She's got her sword out, ready to go. Yeah, that yellow tree in the distance, the mountain in the very distance. I love the colors of this game. It seems like it's going to be so moody, but also so like beautiful. Look at this shot. Oh, sitting on a rock with a horse sleeping. The Aurora Borealis up in the sky, like that looks freaking phenomenal. And oh, this orange sunset over the mountain, like these Oh, I think this is made by Sucker Punch. This game looks so freaking beautiful. I really can't get over how well this looks and how well this game is going to turn out. That same little valley that we just saw with like a sunset now just has like a foggy, overcast day, a stream running through it. Like, that looks beautiful. That's like nature documentary. And this is CGI generated, you know, video game stuff. Like, this is crazy how technology's getting. But yeah, that's the Ghost of Tsushima follow-up game, Ghost of Yotei. And I love how they're gonna continue on the same type of feel of it, where you're the ghost and the wind guides you and the beauty behind everything. I really love that game, so I'm sure Ghost of Yotei is gonna be phenomenal as well. I didn't see when it's gonna come out, but I'm guessing sometime next year. That game's gonna be awesome though. I'm really excited for it. But let's get into some Marvel stuff to end this episode. Real quick, we were talking about the Thunderbolts last time, and just television in Phase 5 overall so far. We have gotten, what? Secret Invasion, I Am Groot, Loki Season 2, What If Season 2, Echo was earlier this year in January, and now Agatha All Along. So far out of those, Secret Invasion started great and then lost every single person by the end. I Am Groot was fine. It was just a cute little kid shorts. Not necessarily a television show, but you know, something they put out. Loki Season 2, come on, that was phenomenal. What If Season 2, I did enjoy. That was last Christmas. That was fun. Echo, I liked. I don't know what people's problem is with that. That was a great character. I loved how they tied in Daredevil for an episode. I loved how Kingpin related to the whole thing and how that's going to set up Daredevil Born Again coming next year. Probably going to have Echo in that as well. But Maya Lopez, I believe, is the character's name? Alaqua Cox is the actress's name, and she did a great job as Echo. And she's like an amputee and deaf. Like, that's just a cool ass character to be like a full Marvel villain slash hero. Like, that's just cool. Some people hated how they tied in her ancestors and stuff like that, and she's not like she was in the comics. I don't really care about, you know, oh, it's not the comics. Like, I'm cool with them changing things as long as it's good. Some people might think it was ass. I didn't necessarily care for the ancestry, but it was a part of her story, and I was interested in it. But Agatha All Along, the first 3 episodes of that have been awesome and so funny, and I've been breaking that down on the channel, so go check out my breakdowns for Agatha All Along if you haven't. But moving on to the Thunderbolts, the previous outfits that they had, now they're new outfits. So we'll start with Ghost here, and she was in the white in Ant-Man and the Wasp. She's now got a new black suit in Thunderbolts. Most of them are just muted black tone type of things. So these are their new outfits, but also where they came from. Johnny Mayonnaise, aka Wyatt Russell, John Walker, he was the new Captain America in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and he is now a black suited, pretty much the same thing, but it's black, and he is now U.S. agent. Yelena Belova, Natasha's sister from Black Widow, also Hawkeye, she is now returning as Yelena Belova, black suited in Thunderbolts. We all know Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier from Winter Soldier, Captain America, Avengers. He's been around, Falcon Winter Soldier, he's been around a whole lot. Now has his long hair back and working with the Thunderbolts. Taskmaster was from Black Widow. We didn't necessarily love her blue outfit that she had in that, but she looks like she got a black updated outfit with a white mask. Looks pretty good. And the only person that looks fairly similar is the Red Guardian, but he looks like he's got an upgraded suit, probably because the one from Black Widow didn't fit so well, so he had to get something maybe a little bit extended in the gut area, if you know what I'm saying. So Ghost came from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Falcon and Winter Soldier brings us in Wyatt Russell, Bucky, and then Black Widow brings us in Taskmaster, Red Guardian, and Yelena. So really just 3 movies that they came from. If you want to catch up for the Thunderbolts by next May, you have, what, 3 movies to see? All pretty old movies, so I mean, if you haven't seen that, what type of Marvel fan are you? Me personally, I saw all those first day. So today is September 30th when I'm recording this, so I believe there's only 30 days in September, right? But either way, October 1st is a digital release of Deadpool and Wolverine, and then I think October 22nd is the Blu-ray. So I believe that just means you can buy it like on Amazon Prime on the 1st, and then on the 22nd of October you're going to be able to buy like the 4K disc, the physical media type of thing. I think I'm going to buy both because that's 20 days and it's probably going to be, what, 20 bucks to rent or buy. I'm probably going to get both just so I could watch it in the meantime. Speaking of Deadpool Wolverine, here is a deleted scene from the movie called Elevator Ride.
Mr. Wilson, this may come as a shock to a narcissistic, blathering bag of meat like yourself, but your universe is not the only one in existence.
Oh, please, you think I haven't seen Dr. Ant in the Quantum Burst of Madness?
Your world may seem singular to you, but really it's a teeny tiny weeny speck on a vast cosmic canvas. In reality, the only universe considered the true universe exists on the sacred timeline, and it is guarded zealously by all of us here at the TVA.
So you can see at the end of that clip they get off that elevator, and that leads us directly into where the movie actually showed us. So that would have just been the 40-something seconds that was right before that part where he explains for the people that haven't watched Loki and shit. But that's a bold choice by Marvel, just going, hey, I don't think we need the explanation. But I love the little jokes in there. He's like, I know you're a little shitbag of meat, but you are just a speck in the multiverse, and there are other universes out there. And he goes, oh please, you think I haven't seen Dr. Ant in the Quantumverse of Madness? So mixing Quantumania and Multiverse of Madness in there, just kind of funny wordplay from old Ryan Reynolds. Speaking of Deadpool, Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are the #1 choices right now for hosting the Oscars in 2025. Now, I don't know if they can host and accept awards. Best Supporting Actor, Hugh Jackman should at least be nominated, should he not? I don't know. I mean, maybe this isn't on Oscar level, but it very well should be. And honestly, if Hugh Jackman wins Best Supporting Actor and Angela Bassett didn't, that's disrespect on the Oscar level. And they ended up giving Angela Bassett an honorary one. But that's pretty much just saying, hey, we should have gave you the real one, our bad. Like, fuck you. Like, everyone loves Jamie Lee Curtis. Angela Bassett deserved that award for her role in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. But, regardless, hosting the Oscars, if it's not a Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, I wouldn't be mad at seeing Ryan and Hugh, Deadpool and Wolverine it up at the Oscars. That would probably be funny. So, big streaming numbers for The Penguin and Agatha over the first opening weekends. The Penguin opened with 5.3 million viewers across platforms for the first 4 days. Now, granted, The Penguin its opening episode was like an hour and 7 minutes. So, 5.3 million is pretty crazy for an opening weekend for an HBO show. But Agatha all along said, hold my beer, and hit 9.3 million views in 1 week on Disney+. Now, granted, like I was just saying, Penguin's longer episodes. In the first 4 days of The Penguin being out, I probably watched that episode twice. In the first week of the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along being out, I definitely watched 2, 3, maybe 4 times. And then by, the 3rd episode, I've now seen those first 3 episodes. First 2 episodes like 5 times. First 3 like twice a piece. Or you know what I mean? Like I've seen episode 3 now twice and it's only been out a couple days. Last night I watched episode 2 of The Penguin, another great episode, but I only watched it the one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, The Penguin breakdown might come out later today, and if I have problems editing, I might push it to tomorrow morning. If it comes out Tuesday morning, bear with me, I'm sorry. But Agatha All Along and The Penguin, which one are you watching down below? Are you watching both? Are you watching DC? Are you watching Marvel? Which ones are you into? I think they can both exist at the same time, and we don't have to compare them or, shun one to like the other. I personally like both of them quite a bit, and one of them's middle of the week on Wednesdays, and now The Penguin's on Sundays. Feels it feels all is right in the world. There's a Marvel show every week that I'm happy to see, and there's a DC show, but also an HBO show on Sundays that feels right. You know, like a House of the Dragon and a Marvel show running at the same time. That's only happened a few times for me, and that was great times. You know what I mean? But just to end today's show, Blade has been rumored that its new director will be Jordan Peele. And everyone loves Jordan Peele from Key and Peele. He's done directing movies like Get Out, Us, Nope. He's got another film that he's working on currently. But this rumor spread because Mahershala Ali followed Jordan Peele the other day on Instagram. People are like, oh, Mahershala, he followed him. That means they must be, he must want him to direct the Blade movie. Now, Jordan Peele directing a Blade movie for Marvel would be huge. But I did start to hear a secondary rumor going around that James Samuel, director of Harder They Fall, is reportedly in talks to direct Blade. And The Harder They Fall was a awesome movie with a great soundtrack before Jonathan Majors got canceled. And Jonathan Majors is phenomenal in that. And just like the music, Zaza beats, like everything about it's awesome. Idris Elba's in there. The whole, once again, the soundtrack though, phenomenal. It's like, I'm pretty sure they got like Jay-Z to do the soundtrack. Amazing stuff. Imagine a Jay-Z soundtrack on a Blade movie though. Like that would be probably dope stuff. So, you know, at the very least, Jordan Peele would create a crazy movie. James Samuel might create a beautiful soundtrack, you know? Like, I don't know. I did love the way that The Harder They Fall was shot and the flow of the movie. So he's not a bad director, but I feel like he would make that soundtrack of the Blade so fucking good that the rest of the movie you wouldn't even care about because you're just jamming the whole time. But comment below. Would either of those two directors for Blade make you happy, or would you still be upset? Are you upset that that movie hasn't come out or has been in development hell at the current moment? I still kind of want to see Mahershala as Blade, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. You got to do what you can with what you got, right? But comment below about all those things I talked about today. Are you excited to see who Jon Stewart is cast as in the Lantern show? The Sinners movie with Ryan Coogler. What do you think of that? Ghost of Yotei, the video game, the Ghost of Tsushima follow-up. Are you excited to play that? Thunderbolts coming out next year. That teaser trailer that came out last week. Go check that out. I did another trailer reaction to the Ballerina movie with Ana de Armas, the new John Wick film. That looks pretty great. That got a bunch of views. Go check out that if you haven't seen it. There's also a trailer reaction for The Last of Us Season 2 currently out on the channel. That game is awesome. That show is even better. So go check out that if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching Penguin Breakdowns, Agatha All Along Breakdowns every week. My name is Big K. If you've stuck around this far, I really appreciate you. I would highly recommend and appreciate you if you would consider liking this video, subscribing if you're new, hit that bell so you don't miss future videos and you get the notifications. Thank you guys so much. The support means the world to me, and I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.